Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're continuing our week-long look at the Mythic Legions Reinforcements Wave 2, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Cavern Dwarf 2 Legion Builder. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Alright, taking a closer look at the front of the package here, you can see the Cavern Dwarf in the package with that nice big hammer. Here he is with his faction, Arethyr. I didn't really know that the dwarves were aligned with Arethyr. Here is his write-up if you want to pause the screen and read that right there. We have that nice new artwork on the back. And then here is the characters that we've taken a look at so far, and then the rest we will be taking a look at in the same order for the rest of the week. So let's get this this back card off, and get his accessories out, get him untied here, and open him up and take a closer look. Alright, starting with his accessories, we do have this nice big massive hammer here, which looks really cool. It's got a little bend to it. This is the first time I think I've ever opened a Mythic Legion's weapon and got it with a little bend in it. One side of the hammer does come off, so if you have some other attachments you could put on there. This side, of course, does not. And unless I'm doing something wrong here, the top of this doesn't come off unless mine's just glued on really tight. Or stuck on with paint. We do have this nice new axe that it's new to me. I've never seen this axe before. I've never gotten this axe before. If it is a remix or a reprint of an axe that we've seen before, let me know in the comments down below, because it's new to me. Here's that woodland style axe, which I really dig. I love this design. I love the hammered look in the center of the blade, and that wood shaft just looks incredible. I love that style of axe. We do get a 1.0 style belt, of course, and then we have these nice spiky shoulder pauldrons that have come with goblins and orcs in the past, which is really cool. I don't think I have a set of those unpainted. We do have that that nice dwarven bearded helmet that we saw earlier this week with the Silverhorn Sentry. It does have the side ports, so you can put any kind of wings or horn attachments on the side, which is really neat. Speaking of horns, he does come with two sets. One is this larger curved set of horns here, and then the other set is a smaller set of curved horns. And we're going to take a look at those on both sets of the heads as well in just a minute. But the star of the accessory show is definitely this nice new dwarven shield with all of this nice ornate sculpture work and this huge relief of this bearded dwarf right in the middle. And of course, with these new deluxe shields, you can pop the faceplate off, and that does allow for customization or swapping the faceplates on these shields, which looks really cool. You just pop it back on. It's keyed. It only goes in one way, and then you put the handle attachment on the back, and that kind of locks it in place. But taking a closer look at the figure itself, here is your standard Legion Builder style dwarf. This thing is, has no paint on it whatsoever, other than the beard. This guy is just begging for some paint apps. And as soon as I can figure out a nice color motif, I think I will paint this guy up. He does come with that forward style dwarf head neck peg, which is really cool. And you can just see that, yeah, this is a standard Legion Builder, so there's not going to be any paint details on this guy. He's just straight up bronze head to toe. Even the under chainmail is the same color. But let's give it a shot here with these horns. We're going to start off with the smaller ones and get them plugged in. I kind of dig the way the smaller horns look on the forward-facing helmets, the helmets that have the horn ports facing forward. I think to me that just looks nice and clean. When you put the larger horns on these forward-facing ports, to me they just look a little heavy. They look a little top-heavy, almost like it would be almost impossible for a soldier to keep their head up with the horns facing forward. Maybe I have them in wrong. Let's pop them in the other one. There we go. I knew it looked a little weird. Yeah, I like how they kind of curve out to the sides like that. And they just, man, it looks incredible to me. It just looks a little top heavy. But that's just me. That's just my taste. Let's go ahead and pop this head off and pop the other head on, so we can see what that head looks like. And like I said, this head is definitely growing on me, especially when I get to play around with it with the Silverhorn Sentry earlier in the week. Let's go ahead and pop the smaller horns on off to the sides here. And that looks really cool. Knock this one off. So let's get that back on. And yeah, this looks neat. I dig the way this looks. Of course, you can rotate them upwards, downwards, in the middle, whatever you want. But I really dig the way the larger horns look when they're out to the side like this. This to me is just, it's very menacing. They look better seated on the helmet. It looks like it's a little more weighted towards the middle. And it looks, to me, that looks really cool. That's a great look right there. That's the good thing about Legions, is that, the Four Horsemen make them, and then you get to make them your own, which is pretty neat. So before we do any size comparisons, I do want to do a couple of pop and swaps here. I have this dwarf head from the All-Stars 5 wave with the head pack, which looks really neat. Kind of seeing a dwarf face exposed here on this body looks really cool. Next up, I have this really old, ugly looking skull that I think came with Krampus, if I'm not mistaken. Black Krampus, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I'm not sure where I got the head from, if it didn't. And then I love this bronze style helmet, and you put it on this little guy. He just looks like a tiny little tank ready to go to battle, man. This thing looks incredible. Like, I'm not mad at that at all. It looks really cool. But let's go ahead and get this head back on and get the horns back on. And then I want to bring in, just as a comparison, the last Dwarven Legion Builder that I bought was this silver little guy right here. And you're going to notice that he is not your standard Legion Builder, because I have painted him up. I've added some dry brushing to the beard, some gold in the little beads and stuff on his beard, and that blue and gold motif across his armor. So you can see that the shoulder pauldrons will be different, the belt and the waist armor is different as well. But there's another standard Legion Builder, and the possibilities of what you can do with a little bit of paint. Not even a lot, just a little bit of paint goes a long way on these guys. But let's go ahead and pop these shoulder pauldrons on, because we do want to see what that looks like. Because anytime you add shoulder pauldrons to a Mythic Legions figure, it changes the silhouette, it changes the overall proportions and dimensions of the guy, and just adds so much to the character. Even if you just add one, asymmetrical design is fantastic as well. But this guy looks really cool with those shoulder pauldrons on. We're gonna get this new style axe. Like I said, new to me. If it did come with somebody else earlier in the waves, let me know in the comments down below who it came with. I'd love to know where else we've seen this axe before, if we have. And then let's get that awesome shield up there. Oh man, that thing is incredible. That shield may be worth the price of admission alone. For this guy, he just looks so great. I love it. I can't wait to throw a little color on that shield. But there you have it. That's what he looks like, all kitted out. And man, this guy is ready to go to war. I dig it. So man, he just looks so cool. Let's get these let's get his equipment off of him a little bit, and just so that we can see him straight up and down, and compare him to some other Mythic Legions figures. Okay, we're going to bring in a few smaller guys, so we're going to start off with that other Legion Builder dwarf that I'd already shown just a minute ago. That's how he looks compared to another dwarf, that's exactly his size. We're going to bring in our Bog Goblin here, show you how he compares to that guy. And I just love this little Bog Goblin. He is so awesome. And then we're going to bring in another little guy. We got Krotos, who I love so much. This guy just is incredible. What a great little design. And then, let's see here. Let's bring in old Bill Bones' Broken Shield for another size comparison. So let's get these guys out of the way. Let's get this Cavern Dwarf into some lighting and into some background and see how he poses up. I got to tell you, I was not the most excited about this release, because I already had a Legion Builder dwarf. But it is amazing, like, how much, like, extra horns or a different style shoulder pad or a different armor color or the inclusion of a really awesome shield, like how much those small little changes, just those little things can change and add so much to what otherwise would be a basic character. And like I said, I am going to pick some colors that I think will work well with the bronze, and we're going to throw him on this guy, and we're going to see what we can do with him. And if I do that in the future, I'll definitely do an update video and show you what work I've done on this guy to like bring him up to speed to the other one that I've done. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am the Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and I will see you in the toy aisles.